Hey guys, welcome back for another video. Today we are taking a look at our second remake in the Beyblade X line. This is Drigger Slash or Drigger S for ADP or point. So, Drigger S has kind of it's some interesting history. So it is Rei's first Beyblade that we see him use in the manga and the anime. Interestingly, in the manga it is the first Beyblade to feature the spin gear system, which is pretty cool. So Drigger is one of my favorite Beyblades. I like the feline stuff. Rei's cool. The White Tigers are my favorite team. It's one of the reasons why I like Leon Claw so much, is because it kind of reminds me of, you know, sort of the past generations. So Drigger's cool. I like Drigger. So, and you know, it's one of the few, these remakes are some of the few Beyblade X Beyblades that actually give us stickers, which some people don't like. I like them. I mean, I don't like when there's like, you know, 20 plus like on some of the Burst Beyblades, but I do like stickers. I mostly like sticker variants because we can get sort of like different stuff and customize the Beyblades even further. It's kind of a cool little visual change that you can do that doesn't really, you know, affect too much. So the blade itself looks pretty cool. It looks fairly accurate to the original Drigger. The system, the blade design is very similar to Dronzer. It's sort of off balance on one side. Very, very similar. Not really a whole lot of design changes in terms of like the outer part of the blade. Obviously the inlay, the actual attack ring portion looks a little different, but otherwise very similar. 480, kind of a throwaway part, to be honest. Four-sided ratchet's not super useful. 480 even less so. Thankfully it does come with point, which is a very good bit. Overall, just very good to have extras of these, so definitely worth it in that respect. So here it is with all of the stickers next to an original Drigger S. So like I said, very similar design-wise, even size-wise, very similar. So I think it's as close aesthetically as it could be to the originals. Really no complaints there. So the main thing that I'm sure everybody wants to know is it heavier than Dronzer? So 28.40. It is heavier than Dronzer, but not by much, unfortunately. So the main issue, I think, with these two is the design is basically mirrored. The main difference is like just the plastic inlay. Otherwise, they're virtually identical. Which is why there's not a massive weight difference. Really, the weight is coming from that plastic inlay. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be much heavier, which really hurts it. I'm really hoping that Dragoon is going to be heavier by at least a few grams. It doesn't have to be massively heavier, but it needs to be heavier. And they won't be able to recycle the same blade design. So, there is potential that hopefully Dragoon, and if they do Drasil, it will be heavier, because these are way too light. If you guys need to pick up any Beyblade X stuff, including Drigger S or the new Random Booster, or any previous gen stuff, feel free to check out Spin City Imports, linked down below. It's where I get all my X stuff. It's run by members in the community, very trustworthy, and their pricing is fair. It's all legit stuff as well. So with all of that being said, let's see how well it does in some battles. We're going to throw it up against some competitive combos. Probably do better against stock stuff, but just for sort of a baseline, we're going to throw it up against a few things and just see how it does. So using the Noozle launcher setup, if you guys want one of these, links in the description. So first up, let's put it against Hellscythe on ball and see how it fares. So I can tell after launching it that it's so much lighter than everything else. I really, really hope that they rectify this problem. Maybe it's something that scales up if they do like F-Series, but I'm really hoping Dragoon doesn't fall to the same sort of problem. At least 30 grams. Like, we have things that are pushing close to 40 now. Under 30 grams is just way too light. Can you win with it? Sure. But you're gonna have to launch it so hard, and you're gonna have to hit it very early on. It's just too light. It's just way too light. It's cool, I like it, but it's too light. Like, I don't understand what the thought process is here. Like, I've seen people say, well, you know, it's so people, you know, use the new stuff. So, you know, all of the meta parts are the relevant new stuff. Don't make remakes if you can't use them. Outside of Japan, I understand things like not being competitive or kids just using, you know, whatever. But Japan is like very focused on the competitive aspect, like tournaments everywhere. So at least make them like usable. Like, make them at least as heavy as Rhino. Like, give it some density, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, something. Do something. Because they look too cool not to be able to use. I want to use them at tournaments. And if they're too light to be able to use, it sort of undermines the whole, like, reason of, like, even making them. Like, if I can't use them in X and win with them, I might as well just use the plastic gen stuff or the burst stuff. Like, there's no reason to use the X versions if you can't win with them, or at least compete. Like, I'm not saying you have to be like, you know, 90% win rate, but at least give me a 50-50. So, doesn't do amazingly well against Phoenix. Not really a surprise there. Phoenix on point is just like a very tanky combo to begin with. It did get one win early on against Phoenix. It also, you know, won a round against Hell Scythe on Ball. So, you know, that's something. It can win. How's it gonna do against Wizard Rod? Well, look, we're gonna find out. So unsurprisingly, doesn't do amazing against Wizard Rod. Not too shocking there. Let's try it against the Hell Chain combo that came in the latest random booster. This is on 980 Orb. So pretty good combo. I like this. I really like the colors for this chain recolor. I think it looks pretty sick. So overall, it didn't do amazing. Not surprising given the weight. I'll definitely be messing around with it, trying to come up with some good combos. I definitely don't think 480 is helping it at all. I think maybe point could be swapped out for something a little more aggressive as well. Overall, it is really cool. I really like that they're doing remakes in X as well. I do hope that they buff the weight in the future for, you know, the later releases. I certainly hope that the Metal Fight and Burst remakes don't suffer the same issue as well, and I really hope Dragoon doesn't. But anyway, hit the like for the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already for future Beyblade content, and I will see you all in the next one. And if you want to support the channel, feel free to check out my Patreon down below, where you can get an exclusive foil holographic Max X chip sticker. These are super limited, and I appreciate the support regardless. See you in the next one.